Hey everybody, it's Danny Schur, composer, producer, co-writer of the Stan Movie Musical. Welcome to Musical Mondays. This week's episode, 5 ways to make your movie blow up. Speaking of blowing up, this week we got a huge announcement on Wednesday, so make sure you tune back in here on Wednesday. So who's this video for? I toyed with naming it 5 ways to make your indie movie blow up, but I thought about it and much of what I gotta say applies to movies that are not necessarily indie, so if you're a filmmaker, watch right to the end. And what this video is not is a social media primer. Believe it or not, I think social media is the number 6 way to blow up your media. Of course you need social media, but this video is about my 5 special ways to blow up your movie, especially the last tip. So stick around to the end of the video when I reveal the 5th of 5 top ways to blow up your movie. Okay, so let's dive in. Tip number 1 for how to blow up your movie: your relationship with the media. So you're probably thinking, I'm a filmmaker, I make films. Publicists publicize the films. Well, the media is going to be way more into a story when they have a personal relationship with you. Maybe you're not going to call up Variety and get them to do a feature story on you, although you can try. I have. But developing your relationship with the media is the foundation for everything that comes thereafter. If you're a starting filmmaker, develop a relationship with your local news outlets on social media or otherwise. Start small, but build a relationship that grows from there. You start local, you make the jump to regional, and then eventually the jump to national. This isn't going to happen overnight. It's going to take years to develop your contacts. But the fact is, the media is going to cover that which it knows, that which it has a relationship with, and that which it has an interest in promoting. Remember, the media is looking for the next big thing too. So if you're it, developing that relationship is key. So here, I'm going to advise like the most old school thing: telephone. Yeah, social media is great for contact, but there's no substitute for having a phone conversation with a journalist. It's going to be really hard to get them on the phone, but when you do, be ready with your story. You wouldn't believe how many major journalists for major papers in the United States, like the Washington Post or Variety, I've spoken to on the phone. So that's tip number 1. Develop that relationship with the media starting today. And now, tip number 2 for blowing up your movie: the killer press kit. So you're thinking, press kit? What even is that? In this day and age of social media, press kits are the overlooked, hugely important piece of marketing. They're the means by which you tell your story more completely once you've developed that relationship with the media. It's just really a PDF with hot links. Here's a picture of ours. But a press kit is your story. The story of the making of the movie, the bios of the director and stars, and anything else that you want to put into it that makes a super compelling 5 to 20 page read. No journalist is going to have the time to go through a 30 pager, but it becomes the Bible that they can consult if they need the deep detail about your movie. Your press kit can be as creative as you are as a movie maker. Make sure it's well written. You may need professional help with the writing. You wouldn't believe how many super bad press releases and press kits I've read. There's no bigger turnoff to a journalist than a poorly written press kit. I found lots of examples of press kits on the net, but here's my offer to you. I'll let you see the Stan Movie Musical press kit just so you can see how it's done. You can find our email in the About section in the YouTube channel. Send us an email, we'll send you the press kit. And now the number 3 way to blow up your movie: guerrilla festering. Guerrilla festering? You're like, what the hell is that? That's my special term for guerrilla fest attendance. So I got bad news. You're probably not going to get into a major film festival. You may, but the chances are just super low. There's so many films being made, all chasing the limited number of slots at the major festivals. But what I'm saying is you should still plan to go even if you don't get in. That's what I mean by guerrilla festering, my preferred term. Because you're kind of doing a cheeky play to attract attention even though you still didn't get in. Film fests are still the primary way that films get distribution. That's why everybody goes. Here's what we did with the Stan Movie Musical. We needed distribution. We were releasing the movie in Canada the end of 2019. We didn't get into the Toronto International Film Festival, but we didn't let that stop us. we rented a theater, and during the time of the Toronto International Film Festival, we had our world premiere in Toronto. It was a huge success. And here's why it's so important, because it built on our relationship with the media. We got great press, great reviews, and it led to a distribution deal in Canada. Now, maybe you don't have the money to rent a theater and four-wall a show during a major festival, but you can still be there. You can still have personal meetings with distribution executives. And during the time of COVID, it's arguably even easier to participate because you can do it virtually. But the point is, don't let officially being chosen in the festival slow you down. Guerrilla festering. We did it. It worked really well for us. Highly suggest it for you. And now, the number 4 way to make your movie blow up: affinity marketing. Regular watchers of this channel will know I talk about affinity marketing all the time. What is affinity marketing? It is marketing to a group, hopefully a large group, that has a vested interest in the topic of your movie. The Stand movie musical is set against the 1919 Winnipeg General Strike. That's a story that's almost biblical in importance to unions and the labor movement. Finding your affinity market can be easy. I mean, if you've made a movie about basketball, you're going to be going after all of the basketball associations. I believe there's nothing stronger as a marketing hook than affinity marketing. I think it's bigger than social media because it's bringing you big numbers right off the hop. Social media is just going to amplify the numbers that your affinity marketing group brings to the table. Here's another example of affinity marketing. Recently, I was talking to a Canadian filmmaker named Craig Price. He's the writer, producer, director of this super cool Canadian movie called The Marijuana Conspiracy. It's a great, funny story. And Craig figured out that his affinity marketing group is all lovers of pot. So he had a release date set up that was 4/20 pot day. It was a fantastic idea. Unfortunately, a worldwide pandemic got in the way of it this year. But that's the point. Craig knew who his affinity audience was, targeted it, got a distribution deal built around the day. That's the strength of affinity marketing. Affinity marketing is such a strong marketing hook. I suggest you build it into the movies you make, i.e., don't make a movie unless you've identified a great affinity audience for it. And if you haven't built in the affinity marketing group into your movie, well, think about the ways that you can do so after the fact. But affinity marketing, super strong. And now the 5th way to blow up your movie: music videos. I grew up in the 80s. A movie wasn't a movie unless it had a music video. There's nothing cooler than great images married to a song. So I know you're saying, yeah, Dan, the Stand movie musical is a musical. So you already had people singing the songs. So yeah, we were at an advantage because we were a musical, but you can still cut together videos using the footage from your movie with new shots of some artist singing a song that's either in your movie or specially written for the video from the movie that'll make for fantastic video marketing. Music videos on their own can get hundreds of thousands or millions of hits. Think about music videos as trailers on steroids. All your good footage from the movie married with a great song. So I know you're saying, well, we already got a trailer. What do we need a music video for? And like, I got time to make a music video. I argue music videos aren't that much work. You've got the footage from the movie, just add the live performance from the artist, bang, you got a music video. Then you can recut them for social media.
Well, the ma'am ain't mum, there's a nigger there and some. Like a beat, she's red, that she blows. She crows, she tells him where to go. She's offending poor old me. Lord, indeed, I nearly peed. That letter race a rock kiss mean. Well, she ain't the queen of Scots. Give her credit, give her lots, cause she knows a thing you can't ignore. And the ma'am ain't mum no more.
My big point is, music videos say serious movie. Music videos say big movie. In short, music videos are the biggest overlooked business card your movie can have. And I can say from experience that the music videos that we've produced for the Stand movie musical have had an exponential benefit across social media and in traditional media as well. So, music videos, love them, do them. Speaking of music videos, here's a couple. And speaking of blowing up, make sure you tune in here this Wednesday for a big announcement. And now for my hockey goalie helmet and me, remember, stand up and stand by.